right. Hello, hello, hello. Go. All right, YouTube finally shows that I'm live. Let's go. Been a while, but I'm here. I'm live. Yeah, been a while since I've streamed. I haven't streamed in a long time. I was like, man, we got so much news stuff. I want to get to a point where I was just thinking like what day of the week I would stream, but I was thinking about like doing regular streams like one time a week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that, maybe, and then just like talking about whatever comic news we got. How's it going, everyone? Because we got a lot right now, because we got like that retailer summit going on, and so that's how we got that. That's how we got the DC Marvel crossover. We got basically zero details about it. We just got a DC Marvel crossover announced. It's going to be 2 one-shots. One's going to be called Marvel DC, published by Marvel, and then one's going to be called DC Marvel, published by DC. We don't know any of the creative teams on it. We have no idea any plot points. They just said, hey, we're going to be doing a crossover. That's it. Clean your room. Well, I'm in a new room because I'm in a new house. So, yeah. I moved. So, yeah. But yeah, I got my poster up. This was something you guys weren't able to see. This was hidden behind like a... I love that poster so much. My Empire poster. It's so sick. I love that poster. But I got my John Wick, one of my John Wick posters back there. But yeah, I moved at the end of last year, so that's why everything looks different. Friday, yeah, I was thinking that Friday would probably be a good idea. I don't know, but either way, it would be like, is someone from the stream new? I don't think it was. I think Jim Lee did it when they did the collected editions for the DC Marvel crossovers. I believe he did it for like promo for that. I'm pretty sure that's what the thumbnail art is from. At least I'm fairly certain. Because they dropped those new collected editions, which I heard are pretty good too. But I didn't pick them up because I have like the tiny little like floppy collected like 3-parter for JLA Avengers. So I didn't get those. I still have that. Pick that up for my comic shop forever. We ever go Return of the Battlefront 2015 program? Great stuff. I would love to do that. If I could get everyone on. Also, something that, I don't know if anyone Battlefront fans are out there, Himps just had a kid, so Himps is busy right now. Himps has a baby. And everything went great, and everything's going good with him and his baby, by the way, so yeah, him and his wife and his baby are having a good old time. He's just very busy right now. So, but yeah, that would be so much fun to do a whole Battlefront private match. I would love to do that. It's so hard to get everyone on at the same time right now. It's not like back in the olden days. Everyone's got a lot going on. Got good, bad, and ugly poster? No, but I have like a fistful of dollars poster. So, and Jimmy's here. So anyways, the crossover was announced, and it was very cringy the way it was announced, because it was at the it was at the like a retailer summit that they do, and they had the editor-in-chief at DC and the editor-in-chief at Marvel both got up there and were announcing it. And the editor-in-chief at DC, man, I'm more of a DC guy than a Marvel guy, and she embarrassed all of us, made us look terrible. She started just making jokes about if you don't know, the Harley Quinn fart special that's coming out, they're gonna have scratch and sniff stuff, and she was making jokes about that the whole time. I was like, oh, why are you making DC look like the losers here? Come on, what are we doing? And yeah, so that was kind of upsetting, just the way she was talking. Let me see if I can find that. I'll pull up that Bleeding Cool article. Let's see. Yeah, because CB Cebulski was who's the editor in chief at Marvel, was talking about, hey, we should do a Marvel DC crossover, and she was like, can I make more fart comics as part of this? Why are we doing this? And then she started talking more about the Harley Quinn fart special. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder, because everyone's so protective of their properties, I wonder if we're going to get like versus, like people actually fighting and all that, or if it's just going to be a bunch of team ups. Because obviously, that's if you want to make the most money, you got to have these characters fight because that's what people want to see. We've seen it before, but that's what people really want to see. They got to get the best of the best talent out there. You don't want like Cena Grace writing anything for this. You want the best people you got. Dude, obviously Donovan's excited for it. Hopefully Booster Gold will show up. Yeah. Booster Gold gets farted on. He already essentially got shit on in Heroes of Crisis. Yeah. Yeah, that's what she was saying at the career summit. But yeah, we don't really have any details about it. It's just there's 2 one-shots. It'll be coming out sometime this year, 2025. I wish they would have announced some creators. Doc Shaner teased that he would be on it. I believe he like posted something on Instagram or something. I saw some people talking about that. So Doc Shaner maybe will be doing something. Who knows? He's a good artist, so that would be cool. But I plan to read Jeff Loeb's run on Batman. I got a question. Is his run only Hush or his work with Tim Sale, or is it all one run together? It's kind of connected. Like, it's definitely kind of connected, but they're not. Yes and no, I guess, is the best way to answer that. It's kind of connected, but also not. So it is, but you don't have to read like Long Halloween, Dark Victory, and all that to understand anything in Hush, or the what's the one where like Catwoman goes to Rome, which was sort of like the 3rd entry. I can't remember what the name of that one was, but he did that one as well. I'm excited for Hush too. I know I see a lot of people always be like, Hush was such a horribly written comic. Like, man, are we reading the same thing? I think Hush is really good, not just because it's got pretty pencils from Jim Lee, but I think it's written well too. Maybe it's just because I'm a Riddler fan, but I like Hush. I think it's good. What crossover do you want to see the most? Man. Ooh, Catwoman Rome. There you go. That's it. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's like sort of the 3rd part. Because she goes to investigate, because, you know, what she finds out during Long Halloween, Dark Victory, and all that. Man, what crossover would I want to see the most from these characters? Ooh, well, I've said it before, but I don't know if I've actually said it before. I've said they were similar characters, but I like to see them crossover. I'd love to send Wolverine to the Wild West, have him team up with Jonah Hex. I think that'd be fun, because I think they're very similar characters, and they came out around the same time, and I think that'd be cool. I like to see those 2 interact, see how that goes. I think that could be fun. But we got a bunch of comic news this week, not just this. We also got who's that? The guy that only makes gay movies that for some reason is making Sergeant Rock. I really am so confused by that. He's making a Sergeant Rock movie, and his whole history is just like random gay movies. It's like, this is who you're getting to make your gritty World War II movie? I'm so confused why James got, because everyone's all excited, like, man, this guy makes good movies. You look at it, it's like all a bunch of gay movies. It's like, okay, but maybe have him make something else and not the World War II movie. I don't know. But anyways, we had James Bond was gonna be playing Sergeant Rock. Daniel Craig was gonna be Sergeant Rock, but he dropped out because apparently he was upset because, well, I heard rumors that like Queer didn't do so well at the box office or something, and so, which was the last movie Daniel Craig did with this guy. And so he dropped out of Sergeant Rock, and so now they're looking at Jeremy Allen White for Sergeant Rock, which please no. Don't get Jeremy Allen White for Sergeant Rock. Don't do that. I don't know. I would have been cool with Daniel Craig. I don't want Jeremy Allen White is like 5 feet tall, and he doesn't look like Sergeant Rock. Don't get that guy, please. Best way to put it is Hush is what as All-Star Superman is to you. That's not even close to true. No, that's not true, because All-Star Superman is the only Superman comic that anyone that doesn't really read Superman knows about. So many Dark Knight Returns is what is your All-Star Superman. That's the one that I always hear about. Everyone be like, Dark Knight Returns is the greatest Batman comic of all time. It's Dark Knight Returns. I'm getting all mixed up right now. Dark Knight Returns is your All-Star Superman, not Hush. You're wrong there, Evil Black Cat. That's not true. It's Dark Knight Returns. That's the one. Hush all the time. Every time I hear someone bring it up, I was like, oh, it looks so nice, but it's written terribly. It's like, no, that's not true. At least for me, but that's my opinion. But yeah, I hope the Sergeant Rock thing, there's so many other actors they could get. Please don't get Jeremy Allen White. I would love it if this director dropped out of this project altogether. Get him on something else. Not the World War II movie, please. Just I don't know. I feel like this guy's probably not a good fit for the World War II movie, but maybe that's just me. All-Star Superman isn't up there with the best Superman, but I would say it's like it's really good. It's one of the best, but I don't know if I would say it's even top 5. I'd say it's probably top 10. I don't know if I'd necessarily say it's top 5 though. But I would say All-Star is top 10. All-Star is still really good. It just every time someone mentions it, it gets one rung lower for me because it gets so annoying. Because it's like that's the only Superman comic you've ever read, and you're saying it's the best. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How can that be your favorite if it's the only one you've ever read? Of course, it's your favorite. What else we got? We got a new writer on Batman, which I'm cautiously optimistic for because I really like Matt Fraction's Hawkeye run. I liked what he did with Ed Brubaker on Iron Fist. But Matt Fraction's done some good stuff. He can also lean a bit too much into being silly though, so that could get me a little. That could get me a little worried. But Jorge Jimenez is staying on Batman, which amazing artist, one of the best. For selfish reasons, I'm upset he's staying because I was hoping he'd move on to something else because he's been on Batman since James Tynion. He was there with James Tynion. He was there with Chip Zdarsky. Now he's with a new writer. It's like, get him back to Superman because Superman's his favorite, and he's going to be doing like that one Superman special he'll be doing interiors for. But he's on Batman still. It's like, come on. But he's drawing the new blue suit, which looks amazing. Not concrete, but any comment on the James Bond news? Yeah, that sounds terrible. Amazon's just gonna. I don't think Amazon generally makes a lot of great creative decisions. Feels like they're gonna milk James Bond dry. Feels like we'll have like a freaking Q. We'll have a Q spinoff show and an M spinoff show, and I don't know. I feel like Amazon's not the right one, but hopefully they cast a good James Bond. I just rewatched Casino Royale for the first time in I don't know, freaking like 8 years or something. And it still holds up. It's still really good. I still need to watch because I have like all of them on 4K other than the latest one. I need to watch what's it called? What's the one that's really bad? It's the only Daniel Craig James Bond I haven't seen because I always heard how bad it was. I can't remember. It's like what's it called? What's that second one? What is that called? I can't remember it, but yeah. Morrison can't write Clark and Lois, so I can't give it credit. That was my one complaint with All-Star was how he wrote Clark and Lois because Lois doesn't care about Clark at all and kind of hates him. And then when she finds out that he's Superman, she's like, "Oh, actually, I love you." It's like, oh, don't really like that. But I made a whole video on that. I still haven't watched the Fantastic Four trailer. Was it good? I like the trailer. I think it's good. I think Pedro Pascal should shave though. Like you really, if you want people to see Reed and not Pedro Pascal, which is going to be really hard, make him shave. Why does he still have his face? He has his facial hair in every single thing he's in, which in other stuff is fine, but he's playing Reed Richards. Make him shave. That made me a little upset. But I don't care that much because I never have really cared for the Fantastic Four. I've just never been a fan. I've never really been interested. I'll go see it. The trailer was good. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I do wish the Thing had a grovelly voice. I am in that camp. I know a lot of people be like, "Wow, they're trying to show he's still human underneath by not having a grovelly voice." Whatever you say, but I think I think the grovelly voice works. I like it compared to what we have here. Say I should go to put wanting to get into Batman. Yeah, kind of. Cross between other universes like Deceased and Marvel Zombies, Annihilation, Blackest Night. That'd be cool if they did it. I do wonder if. But for the crossover, I wonder if they're going to do a sort of like DC Anniversary style where it's like a bunch of little stories in the one shot, or if the one shots are going to be one continuous story through the whole book. I wonder that. I wonder if it's like separate stories or if it's continuous, if it's just like one story for the one issue. That'll be interesting whenever we get any details at all. Is Low Bleed only for Hush 2 then it's on the Fractions run? Yeah, I believe so. So they're doing, I believe we're getting like 6 issues of Hush this year and 6 more issues next year. So, Quantum of Sauce. Yep, that's the one. Love that stream delay. Thanks. The right great Nightwing one. What do you think of the current Nightwing run? I have a video going up today that is going all over the current Nightwing run. So I'll go more in depth today, but I'll talk about it now. I don't like the current Nightwing run. Dexter Soy is amazing. He's doing the art on it, and his art is fantastic. It's really good. But I don't like what Dan Waters is doing, because Dan Waters has done some good stuff. I loved his Doomsday special that he did. It was really good. Probably my favorite thing from him. His Destro miniseries was good. It was on the weaker side from these G.I. Joe comics, but it was still good. I liked it. And I'm liking what he's doing with Batman Dark Patterns. The Batman detective story he's doing right now. It's good. But Nightwing has been ass, which is sad because Tom Taylor had him captive for a long time. And now we got a new creative team, and this first arc sucks. It's continuing the problems that Tom Taylor started, which is Nightwing is still an incompetent dumbass that can't do anything at all, and is really annoying. Because for this current arc, you have Nightwing's sister, Melinda Grayson Lynn, still going around, and she's the mayor, and she makes this deal with this arms manufacturer to help protect Bloodhaven by militarizing the police, and the police is the worst, most corrupt police force in the world. So it seems kind of like a dumb idea, but she's doing it because all the crime lords in Bloodhaven got murdered, and so there's just chaos on the streets. And she's like, "All right, I'm gonna militarize the police to deal with this." And Nightwing's not happy about that, so we're dealing with all that. And Nightwing just looks like an incompetent dumbass in the middle of all this. Again, I have a whole video on it that I'll be going into that comes out later today. It'll be up in like 3 hours or so. You never read the original crossover? JLA Avengers is pretty good. I like JLA Avengers. It's worth reading. Are you liking the new Ultimate Universe? I just actually read the first 2 issues of Ultimate Wolverine. It's pretty good. The first 2 issues of Ultimate Wolverine, he's the Winter Soldier, and it's really cool. I like it a lot. I'm enjoying that. I kind of fell off Ultimate Spider-Man. I was reading Ultimate Spider-Man, but it kind of Hickman'd all over the place, which is where it just feels like he kind of like lost his way and got boring. Because at first it was really good, and then it's kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot Hickman has the stamina for about like 6 issues and then runs out. At least that's what I find. Whenever I read a Hickman book, it's like the first like 6 issues are solid, or like 6 to you can go a little longer, but it goes a little bit and then it just like peters out. It's like, oh man, this is really good, and then it's like, oh. And that's how I found it with Ultimate Spider-Man, where it's like, oh, I'm kind of bored. Also, subbing out Marco Cicchetto for the really not very good fill-in artist is a shame. And I read the first 2 issues of Ultimates. The first issue was okay. The second issue sucked so much ass that I'm like, I'm good. I'm never going to read this again. The second issue of Ultimates was one of the worst comics I read last year. It was terrible. It's weird because I see people sucking off that comic all the time. Not specifically issue 2, but I mean that series, talking about, oh man, Denise Camp is doing some amazing stuff on the Ultimates. But I read 2 issues. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to read any more of this. Yeah, at least Galactus isn't a cloud. His Arkham City Azrael minis. Did Matt Fraction do Arkham City Azrael minis? I don't know which person we're talking about now because the friggin' stream delay. It's like, who was I talking about 5 minutes ago? Yeah, the first issue of Nightwing peaked and fell off. I agree. Alright, so to talk about how stupid the writing is in Nightwing currently, again, the police is very militarized. There's this gang, they're called the Teddies. They wear teddy bear helmets and stuff like that. They look like GTA characters, kind of. Dick is talking to them, and some cops show up. Dick goes and starts talking to the cops. One of the kids shoots at the cops and then gets nuked by the cops. I mean, literally like a giant laser just like erases. The kid's body is still there somehow. I don't know how, because they shoot a giant laser at the child and kill him. They didn't know it was a kid, neither did Nightwing, because it wearing the mask, but then he unmasks. It's like, oh, it's a 14-year-old kid. But anyways, Nightwing's very upset about it. In every single issue, he brings up how the cops killed a kid. But the problem was they made it justified by having the kid shoot at the cop first. If you're a writer, why are you doing that? If you're trying to make this sympathetic and everything, have the cop shoot the kid first. Boom, problem solved. Instead, the whole time, every time Nightwing gets upset or brings up the cop killed a kid, I'm like, the cop shot the kid. The kid shot the cop first. It was justified. I don't understand why we're upset or bring this about. And Nightwing has dealt with so much worse than this. Why is he so broken up about it? It's like in also, I went and I caught up on Tom Taylor's run a little bit before making the video because I wanted to talk about that as well. And there's a point in Tom Taylor's run where Nightwing returns to Gotham. He's talking about how Gotham is and everything. He sees a guy steal something in a store. He runs, like shoulder checks a security guard, runs over him. He's running. He's got his trench coat. Nightwing corners him in an alley. He reaches into his trench coat. And Nightwing's like, oh, he's going to pull a gun or a knife or something. And then Nightwing like hits him with his scream stick. And the guy's like, I just had this rotisserie chicken. Because in Tom Taylor's world, everyone that steals is doing it just because they need to survive. No one does it for selfish reasons or because they're a bad person. Everyone's doing it because they need to survive. You know? That's it. And it was one of the dumbest things I've ever read. And Nightwing has a mental breakdown of that. He's like, "Oh, geez, I hit this guy who stole rotisserie chicken." Oh, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? There's also like a plastic wrapped rotisserie chicken, which I've never seen before. Because generally, they're in those containers. I've never seen one that's like wrapped like that. But it was, oh my goodness, reading that, I was like, man, Tom Taylor. Also, Heartless was in issue 79 of Nightwing, and then he gets defeated in issue 118. Okay, we'll just talk about Nightwing for right now. I did a whole video on it, so that'll be up later. It'll be a bit redundant for what I'm talking about right now. But Heartless was introduced in issue 79, technically 78 because he was in a flashback, but Heartless himself, like his actual Heartless persona, was in 79. He gets defeated in issue 118 because his heart gives out and he dies. Also, I'll have more to say about that. And issue 93 is where we see the shelves, where if you saw my Nightwing video I did like 2 years ago, talking about the whole first year of Tom Taylor, I showed that there was like 252 shelves worth of hearts. So 252 people died. Again, so that's issue 93. He has at the very least, because there's more than that, because the shelves go off page. So he has at least 252 hearts. He keeps killing people from issue 93 to 118, so who knows how many more. And you know what Nightwing's doing that whole time? He's not stopping Heartless. He's not doing anything to stop Heartless. He's having Taco Tuesday with homeless kids. He's chilling with the Titans. He's preventing graffiti on an Alfred statue. He's not stopping Heartless while Heartless is out there murdering all these people. It makes Nightwing look like an incompetent moron. But also at the end, when Nightwing's talking to the guy, I think the guy's name is like Lyle, I believe. Lyle something. I can't remember Heartless's actual real identity. But he's such a stupid character. But Heartless is dying, and Nightwing's like, no one will remember you. And Heartless is like, yeah, they will. I made an impact to say. He's like, no, I'm going to bury your identity, make sure no one knows. And he's like, I killed like 36 parents. I left a mark on this. And he's like, I know people, meaning Oracle, that can wipe your records from everything. No one will know. You'll know nothing. We'll bury you somewhere else. And it's like, isn't that kind of selfish? Because imagine if Heartless had killed your parents. Wouldn't you want to know the person that did it? But no, Nightwing decided to keep that information from you and the public so no one ever knows who did it. Because he thinks that's the best way to do it, to serve justice. Like, no, that seems very selfish with Nightwing. Like, if Heartless had ripped the heart out of my parents and then I find out that Nightwing decided it was best to not reveal who his identity was, I would be very pissed about that. But no, Nightwing's an idiot. And that was so stupid. So no one gets to know. Anyways, that's a Nightwing talk. But yeah, we're getting with Matt Fraction taking over Batman, we're getting a new Batman #1. So it's getting rebooted again. The suit looks really cool though. I really like the way the suit looks. Which, there you go. The suit looks cool. I like that. Because we're going blue. We got a new symbol. Looks pretty good. And then, of course, it's Jorge Jimenez, so of course it's going to look good. But I hope Matt Fraction does good. He's written stuff I liked before. It's just, who knows with this whole, because he could be a little goofy. And also, Zdarsky I thought would do good, because Chip Zdarsky was coming off a great Daredevil run. And then, his Batman run was ass. It was so bad. Now he's going to be writing Captain America. That's more news we got this week. He's going to be writing Captain America. So I hope it's good, because he wrote a really good Captain America in Invaders. I remember saying that years ago when I read Invaders. I believe I like tweeted or put in Discord something. I was like, I would like to see him write Captain America. And now he's going to be writing Captain America. Hopefully he hasn't lost the sauce, because again, I thought he'd write a good Batman because he wrote a good Daredevil. And I was very wrong about that. But hopefully he writes a good Cap. And hopefully Cap is actually, a good comic, because Cap has had it rough. In my personal opinion, I don't think Cap has been good since, like, Rick Remender. I think that was the last time that I really liked Cap, was with Rick Remender, which was a long time ago. Yeah, hopefully we get some quality talent for the DC Marvel crossover. You feel about Miles Morales, Spider-Man going to the new Ultimate Marvel Universe? Yeah, I saw that whole announcement, and it's stupid because they're overcrowding the Ultimate Universe now. So that's something that people liked about it, was the fact that you didn't have a billion Spider people and all this other crap that you have in 616, and now they're doing that to the Ultimate Universe. Like, Marvel, why are you so dumb? Why do you not get why people like what's going on here? Worked for characters like Hawkeye and Iron Man, but I hope. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm hoping he can keep his goofiness in check, because he's gonna want to do it. That's like one of his signatures, but we'll see what he does. I mean, and the blue suit kind of signals a lighter tone too. At least that's what I think. So we'll see. The artist. Yep. Because Bruno Redondo was the artist on the last run with Tom Taylor, and it was really good, but the writing sucked. I'm gonna give this Nightwing book one more chance on the second arc, because I do like a lot of other stuff Dan Waters is doing. So I'll give him a chance on the second arc. But if the second arc sucks, then I'm done. I'm dropping Nightwing, which is sad, but is what it is. I'm trying to remember. I've read Life Story, but I don't remember. Was Cap part of the Vietnam part? I don't remember. It's so I read it when the trade came out. I bought the trade and I read it, and I haven't read it since. And I don't even remember. I don't remember much of what happened in it, to be honest. But I remember I really liked how he wrote him in Invaders. Do you think John Kent is screwed as a character? Yes, John is completely screwed forever. John's done for. John is a nothing character. DC even knows it because they've kind of thrown him to the side a lot. So yeah, John is done for as a character. He's nothing. He means nothing. He's just there for when they have their Pride covers, so they can say, "Hey, we have a gay Superman." That's literally all he is. They put him in the Secret Six now. He's part of the. Why is John Kent a part of the Secret Six? And that's going to be written by the one person who has their self-insert that appeared on the CW and is now an actual character, Dreamer, which is really weird that you have someone has a self-insert. And John's falling for Dreamer, or at least that's what was implied in the event we had in Absolute Power. So John's effed. John's done. And also, I didn't read it, but I had other people tell me about how I talked about last time as a comic aficionados, how in like the latest Shazam issue, John gets de-aged back to being like 10 years old, and his boyfriend is excited about it, kind of implying that Jay's a pedo, which is really weird that John's dating. Yeah, anyways, John's done for. John's a nothing character anymore. Who do you want to take over Nightwing? Like your dream pick persona who hasn't written a Nightwing book before? Ooh, who hasn't written a Nightwing book before? Chris Condon's doing a lot of cool stuff right now. I'd love to see Chris Condon on it. He's the one who's writing Green Arrow right now, and he's doing Ultimate Wolverine. And he did the what's it called? He did that Western that I really enjoyed as well. That's the first person that comes to mind. Is I'd like to see what Chris Condon would do with Nightwing, because I'm enjoying what he's doing right now, and everything else. So Chris Condon would be cool. I don't know if there's anyone that is specific. Jeremy Adams, because Jeremy Adams is killing it on everything. I'd like to see him write Nightwing. Jeremy Adams would be cool. And then Philip Kennedy Johnson, because another guy that's doing really good. So yeah, I would Chris Condon, Philip Kennedy Johnson, or Jeremy Adams. One of those three, I'd love to see what they do with Nightwing, because they're three guys that everything they're writing right now, when they write it, I'm like, oh, I really enjoy it. So I'd like to see what either of those three guys would do with Nightwing. I think that'd be cool. Avengers Twilight. Yeah, I heard Avengers Twilight is really good, but I have not read it. Yeah. Who acts like Bendis had a good Superman run? I will occasionally see like those random Twitter accounts that'll like give Superman recommendations and they'll include Bendis's run. It's like, are you retarded? What is going on? Yeah, Super Sons got ruined a while ago. It's sad too, because we had a little bit not too long ago, we had that backup story in Action Comics from Dan Jurgens and Lee Weeks when writing a flashback story when John was still young, and it was really good. It's like, oh man, before John was ruined. That's cool. As I think Chip or Matt Fraction could write a good Nightwing or Red Sun. At this point, I don't know if I want Chip Zdarsky to touch Nightwing with how horrible he did with Batman, but yeah, I think Matt Fraction could do a good Nightwing. I think Nightwing would fit in Matt Fraction's wheelhouse. How's the current Green Arrow run? It's good. I like it. Chris Condon's doing good. We got Mantos on art. It took me a bit to get used to the art because this is the guy that was doing the art on the John Stewart Green Lantern book from Philip Kennedy Johnson, and his art really fit that style. But for Green Arrow, I was like, I don't know if it really fits. And then there was this one action sequence where I was like, okay, I'm down. I'm down for it. And Green Arrow's got a new suit, and I like it. It's I think it's called the Freshwater Killer arc, and it's really good. Green Arrow's kind of crazy, but I like it. I like how kind of crazy Ollie is. One of my favorite things that he did is because one of the big problems I had with Williamson's run was it got overcrowded. You had the entire Green Arrow family and then some. They added more people to it. We got Red Canary, who's such a stupid character that shouldn't exist. You've got a lot of characters in the Green Arrow family, and it was like, this isn't even a Green Arrow book. It's all just, every page is just a new character. At the beginning of Chris Condon's run, he goes, hey, I need to be away from the family and do my own thing. Goodbye, guys. And he just, like, pisses off to, I think he's out here in Seattle. He, like, leaves to go to Seattle, which, you know, Green Arrow goes to Seattle a lot. And so he leaves and he goes to Seattle, and he's like, all right, now he's doing his own thing. He's investigating this stuff, like, this corruption that's going on where people are potentially poisoned, and there's someone in a mass killing people, and it's really interesting. I like it. I like the current Green Arrow. I think it's really good. It's one of the best all in since DC announced they're all in. Green Arrow's like towards the top for me. Did you read Ultimate Wolverine? Yes, I really liked it. I just read it because issue 2 just came out this week, and I read both issues, and I think it's pretty good. I like it. I can't remember who the artist is on it, but the artist is doing good on it. But yeah, it's Chris Condon writing it. I was just talking about, and it's cool. Wolverine as the Winter Soldier. He kills Mystique in the first issue, and that was heartbreaking because he goes after Mystique and Nightcrawler, and that interaction he has with Nightcrawler, because we don't know anything about this version of Wolverine, but apparently it seems like he was part of the X-Men or whatever there was for the X-Men in this universe, because Kurt, when he talks to him, was like, man, like, this isn't you, chill out, and there's nothing there because he's completely brainwashed to be the Winter Soldier, and he just fights Kurt and then he kills him. It's like, oh, I thought that was really well done, and it was sad, and it was like some of the best X-Men stuff I'd read in a long time, because X-Men has been ass. Who would you take over Amazing Spider-Man? Because for me, I want Peter Dunlop and Jeremy Adams take over the book. I mean, Jeremy Adams is now DC exclusive. DC is finally smart enough to do that. That was announced this week, so Jeremy Adams ain't writing no Marvel books. Wasn't he also on? Oh, that makes sense. I think you're right about him being on Moon Knight, because now that I think about it, that did look very much like what I remember that Moon Knight book looking like. So yeah, I think you're right about that. But yeah, Jeremy Adams ain't writing nothing for Marvel. They tied him up. We'll see what... DC has been in need of an architect ever since Jeff Johns stopped with After Doomsday Clock, because DC has no one that can write the bigger picture. They tried with Joshua Williamson, who can do some good soul stuff. I love what he's doing with G.I. Joe right now. But he's not an architect. When they tried to make him the architect of DC Universe, it was bad. It was really, really bad. His events were terrible. Scott Snyder, not the guy, which they're trying to make the architect again. When what he did with Dark Knight's Death Metal and all that, bad. He's not. Again, he can write some good solo stuff. Absolute Batman's really fun. He's not the architect. He can't write the bigger picture. And now maybe Jeremy Adams might be who they throw it to next. Jeremy Adams has been killing it on all the solo stuff he's doing. We'll see if he can be the architect they need, if he can be the next Jeff Johns, because Jeff Johns is the last guy that could actually like really write the bigger picture and everything that's going on and like get you excited to where none of these other guys could do it. So, how do you feel about Donny Cates going back to comics? I'm excited. It'll be interesting to see what he writes. So he didn't announce who he's coming for or what he's going to be writing. I know a while ago he said he wanted to write Batman, but obviously the Batman title just got taken by Matt Fraction. But who knows? Maybe he'll write a different Batman book, or who knows? We don't know what he's writing, because remember, he had that. It's crazy what happened with him. It was nuts. Every book it seemed like, yeah, and now it seems like a really hard time. It is really puzzling when you see like these untalented writers get like constant work, and it's like, why are you paying these people? No one likes their comics, no one buys their comics. What are we doing? But they constantly get more work. Man, John Kent has fallen so far on the Secret Six now. Why? Why? I wish they'd get the guy that wrote the Lobo cancellation special write a Lobo series, because that was really good. I was really enjoying that. That was a great. I mentioned it on my best comics of the year video. If you guys haven't read it, the Lobo cancellation special, it's really freaking good. It was one of the best comics I read last year. Oh yeah, we got the first look at Mr. Freeze and Absolute Batman. That looks pretty sick. Absolute Universe. They were talking about how they're like, no one's going to collab in the Absolute Universe for a long time. It's going to be solo series, and they just announced like, yeah, they're going to be collabing real soon. It's like, well, okay, well, I don't know where that went. That was kind of funny. Oh man, I freaking every time I see it, Tom Taylor's writing a Black Canary series. Not Tom Taylor, Tom King. Another one of the evil bald Toms. Sorry, there's too many of them. I get them confused. There's endless possibilities with the Marvel DC crossover. It's just hopefully they get it right. Hopefully we have some talented writers and artists on there, and they actually do something cool, because this has the potential to sell really well. It also has the potential to just bomb. One thing you know is there's going to be 85 variant covers. Yeah, because they released a preview of the Black Canary book, showing that they're gonna show when Dina and Oliver first met. So that's gonna be great. You know, Tom King's gonna write that really well. You know, he's real good at, you know, he's gonna nail that. No, Bendis couldn't have. Bendis tried to do his own event stuff too with Leviathan, and he failed. Bendis wasn't the guy for that either. It's so hard, it seems, to be like the guy that can really build to the future for DC or for any comic universe. It's real hard. And Jeff Johns is like the only guy that could do it, seemingly. But now Jeff Johns just killing it on Ghost Machine. Ghost Machine is great. I'm really enjoying it. The less he has to work with, that's what I was trying to do too much, and that does it. Yeah, I completely agree. Snyder is good, though the less he has to work with. That's what I did that whole video on Scott Snyder where he then DM'd me about it and like comment. He deleted his comment, but he had commented on the video. But I did a whole video talking about it, talking about how I think Snyder gets too big for his britches, and I think he's done some great stuff. But post Batman Endgame, he went downhill, because Batman Endgame was really big, and I think he stuck. I know some people are mixed on Batman Endgame. I think he stuck the landing on it. I really liked it, but it was after that where things went bad, and I think he kind of has been trying to chase the high of Batman Endgame afterwards, because there was so much going on with that, and it was such a big story, but he nailed it. And since then, he's tried to go bigger, and he hasn't nailed it. And yeah, that's what I thought about that. But yeah, I remember he like, when he found the video and he was DMing me about it and he commented, I was like, oh snap, Scott Snyder's talking about my video. He just seemed kind of confused, honestly. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he wasn't like a dick or anything. He just seemed kind of confused. I don't know why he deleted his comment though. I had it pinned on the video and then he deleted it. I can't remember exactly what he said. I wish I would have screenshot it. But yeah, he had commented on the video. But I was just trying to be like, hey man, this is my thoughts on all this. Thoughts on John Byrne's Superman? Just finished the first series. It's really good. I don't like Lex for the most part in it. There's some good Lex stuff, but for the most part, I don't like the fat Lex that kind of just sits there. I don't like that. But other than that, there's a few things I have problems with John Byrne's run. But for the most part, I like it. I think it's really good. Dumbasses will tell you that it's bad because they don't like John Byrne as a person, which fair enough. He's not a great guy, but I don't really care when the comic's so good, because there's a lot of people in comics who aren't great people. Not everyone's a great person. but this guy at least has the wherewithal and the courtesy to be a bad person, but a good writer and artist. So, I'll take that over a lot of we get. But yeah, John Byrne's Superman run it's really good. I have every single volume. I have the entire collection. I like it a lot. Did you play the Indiana Jones game? If so, was it good? Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It does go downhill after the Vatican though. It peaks early. The Vatican is the first level, the first area, and the Vatican is awesome. It's so cool. Exploring the Vatican, going all around is amazing. And then everything after that is not as good. But it's still good, and I enjoyed it. And Troy Baker was amazing as Indiana Jones. I can't believe he sounds so much like Harrison Ford. That was crazy. But yeah, it was really fun. I hated the sidekick chick. She was so annoying. Her modern haircut pisses me off because the game takes place in 1940 or something like that, and she's got a modern haircut for some reason. It pisses me off. But when she was first introduced, she was all right, and I kind of liked her, and then she just got more and more annoying as the game went on. I was like, oh, this character sucks. Get rid of her. The villain was surprisingly decent, though. It is kind of redundant. I talked about this before with Indiana Jones, where it's like, after Last Crusade, I felt like they should have been done with Nazis, but they keep doing Nazis every single time. It's like, all right, we got in the original trilogy, we got 2 with Nazis, and they're the 2 best. But it's like, maybe let's move on to some other more interesting bit, and then it's just Nazis every time. It's like, all right. I just feel like it's kind of redundant. There's more things you could do out there that could be interesting instead of just constant, have Indy going against the Nazis. What do you mean? Where did I go? Yeah, he did. There we go. All right, so there's one thing. Okay, so I did put that in the Discord. I feel like I remember he commented something else as well. I feel like he had a bigger comment, or he replied to my comment maybe, because I commented to him on there, so that might have been it. But yeah, because that's what I'm saying. His whole vibe was being confused. Yeah. What do you mean? I have never bought a recent comic for the story, so I really hope the crossover gets the best creative team. I'll buy for sure. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, Endgame's really good. George Perez, yeah. It's be hard to get someone George Perez level. Yeah, and we're also getting the DLC. We got the DLC for the Indiana Jones game with what's it called? With the Giants, with the Nephilim. We're supposed to be getting more of that, so hopefully it's good. Yes, Philip K. Johnson's still great on Batman and Robin. I know some people had some problems with the latest issue. I didn't. Because there are some things said in the latest issue by Jason, and some people are like, oh, that doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. Because he talks about how, he talks about the perspective of being a Robin and how Damian might feel, because he talks about how he felt and how he believes that Dick felt and Tim and all that. And some people are like, oh, that's completely wrong, blah, blah. It's it's coming from Jason, who's trying to spite Bruce. What do you mean? Why are you I don't, at least that's how I read it. I don't get why people are so upset about it. I still think it's really good. That's still my favorite comic out right now is Batman and Robin. Philip Kennedy Johnson's doing amazing work on there. It's really good. Man, everything he does, I enjoy. I'm excited for his House of L book. I hope it's good. Even though it got delayed, which was sad, but hey, we'll see how it goes. It's just a shame that he doesn't get to write an ongoing when we have Dan Slott writing an ongoing Superman comic. Yes, they have abandoned John Kent. They have no idea what to do with him. They have no clue. They're lost with John. Yeah, so it's of course you're going to get the worst perspective from Jason. And I think also people don't understand that, especially the Bat family, these characters aren't perfect. And they're not going to be 100% consistent with everything. So it really made sense for Jason to be talking like this. That's all I was fine with it. I saw some people, I even got some comments on my video talking about it, being how I didn't like what was going on. It's if you don't like it, fair enough, but that's not how I read it. I read it as, this is Jason just being Jason, Jason, another character I've talked about before, how they have no idea what to do with him. No clue what to do with Jason. It's sad. Such a strong start, such a horrible mismanagement of that character. He was so cool. And now he's just nothing. But Damien, I love seeing what's going on with Damien right now. With what Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing. Damien's really cool. Yeah. I don't know if we really have is there any other things to talk about? Because we had a lot of news. I don't know if there's much else to talk about right now. Dan Waters was on. I mentioned Dan Waters. Yes, Jeremy Adams is on it. It's really good, by the way. So we're 2 issues into Aquaman right now. The first issue was okay. It was just a setup issue. It wasn't bad, but it was okay because if you don't know, Arthur has Mara's powers now because of absolute power. Some people got their powers switcherooed, so he's water bending now, and Mara's like teaching him about how to use it in the first issue. And then at the end of the first issue, he goes through a sort of portal like that has Darkseid's like Omega symbol because it's kind of tying into the absolute universe. And in the second issue, it is sick. The second issue is awesome. I love the second issue. The first issue, again, it's like mainly set up. It's okay. Second issue is really good. The second issue, I enjoyed it a lot. It's where he gets captured by this weird like creature thing, this lady, and he ends up running into like one of the former king of Atlantis, and he saves him. And he doesn't have access to water, but he has access to blood, and he uses it to just destroy this creature, and it's so sick. He literally like starts firing blood at it, and he's like, "I'm going to kill you." And it's like, oh snap, Arthur's back. It was that second issue is really good. But yeah, we're 2 issues into the current Aquaman run. Second issue is really good. Again, it's Jeremy Adams. He's been great. Didn't care too much for his first issue Green Lantern Corps though, but that was also with another writer. It wasn't just him. So Bendis ruined Superman. Yeah, for his run, but Superman's bounced back. Superman's fine now. Right now, the current Superman book is good. With I'm not a fan of giving Lois powers. That's another part of absolute power. But as long as it's just a limited time, I'm fine with it. As long as it's like, oh, just for this arc, Lois will have powers. Because they're already talking about her like powers are gonna fade. So hopefully that happens. But it's good right now. I'm enjoying what's going on with Superman currently. Because I was kind of up and down on the current run. It started out good, and then it was, and then I never liked what he did with Lex. But the current run going on with like what's going on with Doomsday and Lois, and I'm enjoying it. It's good. Thoughts on the announcement for the new Avatar series and animated movie? I hope it's good. It's hilarious seeing the discourse about Korra being the worst Avatar ever and ruining everything. I think it's a really interesting concept about the Avatar is now not a savior but a destroyer, and people hate the Avatar, and also that this new Avatar is going to be a twin, because it would suck. Imagine like you're born as Earthbenders and then your twin is the Avatar. It's like they can do every element. It's like, oh, that would suck. That would suck. I also don't have the hate for the Korra show that a lot of people do. I think the first 3 seasons are good. I know a lot of people don't like season 2. I haven't watched it in a while, but I remember liking it. Season 4 is doo-doo. Season 4 sucks so bad. Season 4 is terrible. It's awful. They should have never done a 4th season. But I rewatched season 1 recently, like last year. Because I did a whole rewatch of Avatar, and then I was like, you know what, I'll rewatch Korra too, and I rewatched the first season, and I got busy with other stuff, and I didn't get to the rest of the seasons. I would never rewatch season 4 though. Season 4 is so bad. It's really bad. Do you think Tim Drake, Robin is a band? Oh, 100%. They don't know what to do with Tim Drake either. They're lost. Dude, it's been over for a while for Tim Drake. They freaking they gave him to Bendis, and Bendis called him Drake because he's like a duck. And then they made him gay, and then there's just like they have no idea what to do with Tim Drake. They're lost. It's stupid. Did you read Zarsky's Urban Legends? I think best redhead story after. No, I haven't read it. I'm not reading Action Comics. So they've been doing their whole All-Star initiative on Action Comics, and I read the Gail Simone stuff, and I haven't read since. I just don't care. None of these writers get me interested. What happened to him, Ian, James, and Mike? They're all still around. I'm about to be seeing James and Mike in person for the first time in a while, because Mike is getting married, so I'll be in Florida next week for Mike's wedding. So I'll be seeing Mike and James for the first time in a while, because I haven't been back to Florida since I moved in 2017. So that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's how I feel about season one, because apparently, though, from what I was told for season one, they thought they were gonna just do one season for Korra, and that's why season one wraps up like that, because they were like, oh, we can't leave all these cliffhangers, like we can't have like all these things just left without an ending, so that's why they tied everything up in a nice, neat little bow at the end of season one. That's why I heard, it's like, oh, that makes sense, because otherwise you'd have all these things unfulfilled at the end of season one, to where if you're actually, if you have more seasons, you can deal with that in the later seasons. But apparently they didn't think so. So that's interesting, because I think season one is really good. And then that ending where it's like all the consequences are not actually consequences. Like, everything's fine, which was super annoying, because it would have been way more interesting if it's like Korra can only bend air. The Chief Beifong has her bending taken away. What's that going to do to her? Because her entire persona is just, hey, I'm a cool, I'm a metal bender, and that's it. So it's like, man, what happens there? The effect he had on the city. Like, there's a lot of things that could be really cool with what Amon did, but no. Yeah, Hyde Machine's really Hyde Machine. Hyde Street from Ghost Machine is really good. I'm liking it a lot. Hyde Street is it's where these so Hyde Street is like this place that kind of exists on like another dimension, and guilty people get put there, and there are these people that live on Hyde Street, and they have a choice of either like essentially collecting that person's soul, or sending them, like redeeming them and sending them back to the real world. And if you collect like someone's soul, then you get a point, and you get so many souls collected, and you can leave Hyde Street, and you're like redeemed. You can go out to the real world. And so there's all these characters on there. There are some that are trying to build up, get the souls so they can leave. There are others that love it, that are like kind of like really not great people that are just like, they love torturing and messing with these people. And it's really interesting to see. It's like, I'm really enjoying it. And it's yeah, it's really good. I like Hyde Street. I haven't read the one, they did like a one-shot for Hyde Street with some random writer and a different artist, so I didn't read that. But I've read the main book of Hyde Street, and it's really good. I like all of Ghost Machine right now that I've read. I haven't read Hornsby and Halo, because that seemed more like I believe that's more of like the like all ages kids book was like the goal with that one, and just the concept didn't interest me, so it's like I'm not reading Hornsby and Halo, but everything else. So Hyde Street, the Rockefellers, Geiger, and Rook. Those four are really good. No invite, sad. Was a production. They never knew when they would get another season, which is wild. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Yeah, I remember, because I was watching it when it came out, and I remember when it got when it got sent to being a like Nickelodeon.com exclusive. Like, you could only watch it on the website. It was weird. They sent it to like the Shadow Realm. Like, you couldn't watch it on Nickelodeon. You have to watch it on their website, which is so weird. Yeah, Andor's really good. Yeah, Andor's really good. My only problem with Andor was that the bank heist arc, I didn't give a crap about any of the other characters. I thought the ending of that arc was great, but like the first couple episodes of that arc is like, I don't care about any of these people at all. But then the ending was really good. But yeah, Andor's really good. I like it. Can't wait for season 2. I hope season 2 is good. Wish we'd get a good Avatar last time. Well, remember, they established Avatar Studios. They're supposed to be doing like a million different Avatar things. They're doing those movies. I think they're going to be doing games. We got a new show. Are you watching Invincible? No. I watched some of season 1. I'm like, this is just so inferior to the comic. Why would I even watch this? And so I stopped. I just don't care. I just like, I love the comic. I've read the entire thing. I've got the gigantic compendiums, but I just don't care to watch the show. Oh yeah, Redcoat. I forgot to say Redcoat. Yeah, Redcoat's really good too. It's not my personal favorite. Geiger's my favorite. I'd say Geiger, Rook, then Redcoat, and Hyde Street. But they're all really good. Yeah, I forgot to say Redcoat. Redcoat's really good. Redcoat had a great, I think it was issue 8, where it was just like a one-off issue that I really enjoyed. It felt like an issue of Jonah Hex. I liked that a lot. I liked issue 8. That might be my favorite issue of Redcoat. Yeah, Rook's amazing, and we're getting it coming back later this year. Because no Phil and Ars on that. It's only Jason Fabok, so he's giving his all. Yeah, twin brother that died with their kids. Ooh. Any of ours. Invincible. Yeah, I constantly see people talking about Invincible. I just like, I don't know. I was like, why am I watching an inferior version of something I've already read? Like, this is just like the animation's much worse than the artwork from the comic. The story, like the changes they make, are really stupid and worse than what's in the comic. I was like, this just feels like a waste of time. I could be doing a bunch of other stuff right now. Yeah, I like the way the Empire was handled in Andor. It's gonna be cool to see how it ends. I hope they still have the sauce for season 2, because season 1 was so good, surprisingly so. I don't know if any of you guys watched Skeleton Crew. I watched that. I wasn't planning on it, but then my brother was watching it, so I just joined in and watched it. Jude Law's amazing in it. Ooh, I can talk about Cap 4. I'll talk about Cap 4 in a minute after I talk about Skeleton Crew. Jude Law is the only reason to watch Skeleton Crew. He is fantastic in that show. The rest of the show, not very good, not worth it. Jude Law is amazing. I hope we see his character show up again. Like, he's actually a very interesting, conflicting character, and Jude Law elevates him so much. He elevates the writing, and like, I like Jude Law a lot. I'm a big Jude Law fan, but he's so good. Like, you see when you get like a real deal actor in one of these, how much they can elevate the material. Oh my god, every second that Jude Law is on screen, you're like, God, just give me more of him. Give me a whole show about him. And then you go to the kids that you don't care about at all. So, but then you get Jude Law, it's like, dude, he's him. Okay, so I watched Cap 4. Does anyone care about Cap 4 spoilers? Because I don't. I'm going to give a warning. Captain America Brave New World spoilers. If you haven't seen it, I'll be spoiling it because I don't care. Because this movie sucks. So, spoilers for Brave New World. Spoilers for Captain America Brave New World. There's your warning before I get into it. It was really bad. It's not the worst Marvel movie ever. But it's just nothing was really getting it up. The only, surprisingly, the best part about it was Ross. But, okay, so the weird thing about this is the pitch of this movie is, have you seen Incredible Hulk? You have? Would you like an Incredible Hulk sequel? Like, was it like 16 years later, however long it's been? Also, would you like it without Hulk? But, we can't give you Hulk, but we can give you 2 Falcons. 2 Falcons for the price of 1 Hulk. What do you say? Is that a good deal? You want that? An Incredible Hulk sequel without Hulk, but with 2 Falcons? And that's the movie. I have no idea why Cap is the person to deal with any of this. It makes no sense. It's an Incredible Hulk sequel. Why is Captain America dealing with all this? What is going on? Then the Serpent Society is randomly in it, but none of them look or act like they've all been Snyder-fied, where they're all just like dudes with guns. They're all just military guys. Like 800-year-old Giancarlo Esposito's out there for some reason. I don't know why. They're also dealing with stuff they dealt with in the Falcon Winter Soldier show, which is the whole like, can I be Captain America? Well, you already dealt with that in the show. We got an entire show of it. Why are we dealing with it in the movie now? Why are we retreading stuff that we already went over? Also, something that's in this is they talk about should Sam take the super soldier serum or not. And it's a big debate, and he doesn't know, and he questions himself. But there's not a single point in this movie where Sam fails where he would have needed the super soldier serum. He succeeds at every point. He just beats up everyone. It's like, what? The super soldier serum never would have helped him accomplish anything he didn't accomplish because he accomplished everything. Why does he need the super soldier serum? It doesn't make any sense. There's also like the fight scenes aren't very good. The very first fight scene in the movie, they do like I talked about in the first Wonder Woman, where they did a horrible CGI like double for Gal Gadot. They do that for Anthony Mackie in the very first fight scene in the movie, where it's you've got a stunt double, and then they CGI Anthony Mackie's face onto the stunt double very poorly, so it looks terrible. It's like, that's not Anthony Mackie. That's not even close. Did you not have a stunt double that looked like Anthony Mackie that you could just film from, from different angles so you don't see his face? Like, come on. It was, ugh. Ugh. There's a fight scene where towards the beginning where this big guy, this heavy, comes in, and he's huge. He's like a foot taller than Anthony Mackie, and it's like, oh man, this is gonna be a big fight, and the guy just beats the shit out of Anthony Mackie, and then Anthony Mackie knees him in the face once and wins the fight. There's no beats to the fight. There's no like this happens and then this happens and he figures this out and then he does this and that's how he wins. He just suddenly knees him in the face and wins. It's like, who wrote this fight scene? Also, the new Falcon, none of the actors are bad. I would just want to say that. The writing is terrible, but none of the actors are bad. I don't necessarily think Anthony Mackie can really carry this movie on his own, though. I will say that. I don't think he really has the chops for it, but I don't think he's a bad actor or anything. But the new Falcon, the Mexican Falcon, is so annoying. He's just constantly quipping. None of his jokes are funny. He sucks. Him and Anthony Mackie have zero chemistry. Like, it's bad how little chemistry they have. It's bad. Did you like Sam as Captain America? No, I don't think he should be Captain America. I also think it makes Falcon, like the character of Falcon, look bad because you're trying to show that Falcon's like some junior level thing that you're supposed to graduate from. I think it would have been cool if you had Anthony Mackie comes to terms with who Falcon is, and that Falcon can be just as important as Cap, and that Falcon is actually like something to cherish. Instead, Falcon's like just some piece of shit mantle that you just leave behind. You're supposed to graduate from, and anyone can be Falcon. How is the Israeli Black Widow? She's one of the reasons I didn't watch the movie in addition to everything else. Oh, dude, she is the person they cast for her for Sabra is distractingly small. It's so weird. She's legitimately like 4'9". I don't know how tall the actress is. She is tiny, and it's distracting every time she's on screen. Like, but I don't know why they cast someone how small. And her character sucks. She is Harrison Ford. She's Ross's head of security. For some reason, he chose an Israeli. Why is the American president? I guess that kind of makes sense if you think about it. but it's stupid. He chooses this. Okay, if I'm president, am I gonna choose like, I don't know, like maybe like some former Navy SEAL guy or something as my head of security, or a 5 foot tall Israeli woman? You know, who are you gonna choose? Also, there's his other, like, so she's like technically the head of his security detail, but he's also got like the head of his Secret Service, which is this black lady who has a connection to Falcon. And you know what their connection is? They're both black. That's literally it. That's the entire connection between the two of them. Because there's a point where Falcon goes, I've got someone on the inside. It's the black woman. What are you guys? What's your connection? Nothing. They're just both. That's literally it. Literally, there's never explained anything, how they know each other, why they have a connection, why she's on the inside for him. It's literally just, we're both black, and that's it. The writing in this movie is so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, Sabra is really... Also, she's throwing around like 250-pound dudes when she's like 5 feet tall, like 90 pounds, and it's really distractingly weird how tiny she is. I don't know why they cast the actress, but she's a nothing character. She's just randomly thrown in here. She's not even... I believe Sabra in the comics has powers, but in this she doesn't. She trained in the Red Room, they mentioned. They also do the thing where instead of show, where like they have characters go, wow, she's so badass, and stuff like that. Leader's plan was really dumb. Leader sucked in the movie. They also redesigned him. You can see there was merch that Disney had put out for Leader where he looks more like comic Leader, and then in the movie they had completely changed him for some reason. I don't know why. Makes no sense. How do you feel about Red Hulk in the movie? So that's the only good part of this movie, to me, is Ross's arc. So Thaddeus Ross actually has a decent arc in this movie where he's trying to redeem himself. He's trying to prove to Betty, that his daughter, that he's changed, that he's a decent person now. And he actually has like an interesting arc where it's like, oh, I kind of liked what they did with Ross, but that's it. The rest of the movie sucks. That's the only. And Harrison Ford actually gave a good performance, because you think Harrison Ford at this point doing a Marvel movie, he could just phone it in, but he gives a really good performance. But yeah, I like Ross's arc. I like what they did with him. But other than that, it's bad. And in Red Hulk, also there's something that's really weird, that another tell don't show thing. Giancarlo Esposito is a nothing character in the movie. It's, oh my goodness. They try to do a sort of Winter Soldier. This movie also really wants to be Winter Soldier really bad. It really wants, but has no idea why Winter Soldier worked. So there's this point where Sam's just driving his car somewhere and he gets hit, sort of like how Winter Soldier, slammed him on the highway, and then you have the highway fight. They try to do that with Sam and Giancarlo Esposito. So Sam, the entire movie, has like his Falcon suit. He's got vibranium wings. He's got the shield and all that. But this time he gets caught off guard by Giancarlo Esposito. And they have a fight, and you have to show that Sam can do it without the suit. But the problem is, Sam's fighting an 80-year-old man. He shouldn't struggle with this guy at all. An 80-year-old man without powers. He's just got a gun and like a dagger. And this is supposed to show that Sam's like capable of being Cap and that he can do it without all the gadgets. And it's like, who wrote this? There's also a scene where you get like sort of the silhouettes of Sam and Giancarlo Esposito, and they're looking at each other like from the side. You get their side profile, and Giancarlo's got the old man gut. Nothing again, he's an old man. He's got it. Like, this is fine. But not for when he's supposed to be a badass, like physically superior fighter character. And you just see his old man gut sticking out. And it's like, why is this guy? Why did we cast him? What's going on here? Hey, Donovan woke up. And that's, yeah. But the movie as a whole, just not good. Again, not the worst one I've seen, but it's just not good. I don't understand why they did what they did. I think it would have been way more interesting to have Sam like realize that Falcon can be important too, and could mean a lot. Also, it's weird that he's still just doing all Falcon things while dressed as Cap. It's kind of like if for whatever reason they're like, Hawkeye, you're the next Captain America, and he just running around shooting people with his bow, just hitting people with arrows, and it's just like, well, he's still Hawkeye. He's just wearing the Star Spangled Banner. He's just wearing red, white, and blue. So it's like he's still Falcon. He's just wearing like the red, white, and blue. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. I didn't watch the post-credit scene for Brave New World. I knew there was one because it's a Marvel movie, but I just freaking left. Side note, I watched some Chinese movie recently in theaters, and they tell you as soon as the credits come up, they say, there are 3 post-credit scenes. They tell you in the freaking credits. I was like, oh, I wish freaking the Marvel movies did that. I think I said it was it Creation of the Gods Part 2. So I saw where they were like, there are 3 post-credit scenes. It's like, oh, that's cool. Freaking honkies need to learn about that. Also, Bucky shows up in the movie for no reason. He just shows up and says a whole lot of nothing. He literally says nothing. And at the end, so Cap and Red Hulk have their fight. Red Hulk's in the movie for like 5 minutes. There's a part where Red Hulk like picks up like a gigantic pole, swings it at Sam, and Sam just catches it with his hands. And it's like, his entire forearm should be shattered. He doesn't have the super soldier serum. And then again, it's another part where it's like, okay, why does he even need the serum if Sam could just catch that with his hands? That makes no sense. Red Hulk full swinging this at him, trying to obliterate him, and he just catches it. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. But anyways, at the very end, Sam ends up beating up Red Hulk, but then Red Hulk recovers, and then Sam talks him down. He's like, remember walking through the cherry blossoms with your daughter? And Red Hulk's like, oh, and then he just like transforms back to Harrison Ford. Also, another side note, Anthony Mackie, I know he's like 46. You gotta take the physicality of this seriously. There's one point where he's like shirtless for like half a second. It looks like he's in decent shape, but they get a shirt on real quick. And every other time, he's like full long sleeved up, so you can't see what type of shape Anthony Mackie's in. It's like, I know you're not on the super soldier serum, but get jacked, dude. Come on, you want to be Cap? Get jacked. Like, there's a part where they go to work out. They go to a gym, and it's filmed like a commercial. It's like if I'm assuming a lot of you guys in the chat saw the Barbie movie. You know how the Barbie movie is like it's shot like a movie, everything, and then you go to like the car chase and it's shot like a car commercial. And it's like this is so weird. They have that in Brave New World where it's like it's shot like a normal movie, blah blah, blah, and then you get to like the gym and it's shot like a commercial, and it's really weird. But anyways, when they're there, when they're going to work out, the Mexican Falcon has got like a cutoff showing his arms, showing he's in shape. Anthony Mackie is fully long sleeved up, so you can't see what type of shape he's in. It's like, dude, come on. Get jacked for Captain America. Captain America's got to be jacked. Come on. What are we doing? Also, the entire movie, everyone calls him Cap, and other than Ross saying the one line that's in the trailer where he's like, you may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers, which, sick burn. Everyone addresses him as Cap and accepts him as Cap. Even though it's supposed to be like a plot point where it's like, is he really Cap? But every time someone sees him, they're like, Cap, Captain America, Cap. Everyone addresses him. No one like calls him Falcon. No one says anything. So it's like, what? It's like conflicting narrative in this movie. Remember who you are. It literally that. Also, that part was a reshoot. The whole like, remember walking through the cherry blossoms with your daughter? That was a reshoot because it is the worst green screen you've ever seen. It's Anthony Mackie with a green screen that's done. I could have done that green screen myself. I could have, like, if they would have given me the footage of Anthony Mackie in front of a green screen, I could have edited it to make it look as good as it does in the movie. It looks terrible. It's so awful when he's talking to him. Dude. It's so bad. But yeah, Brave New World, I would not recommend seeing it. I saw it on President's Day. I had the day off, so I had time to kill, and I was like, you know what? I'll go see Cap 4. I'll go see how it is. I'll form my own opinion. Because I do like Anthony Mackie, and Captain America is one of my favorite characters, even though he's not in this movie. It's just two Falcons. But I was like, you know what? I'll form my own opinion. I got AMC A-list, so it doesn't cost me a penny to see more movies. So I was like, I'll go see it. It was bad. What's up, Brandon? Thoughts on Khan being an X-Men? Man, they just really love just shitting all over the X-Men. They're gonna retcon it to make her like one of the original 5 X-Men, probably, is what it looking like. Yeah, he throws his shield all the time in the movie. There's also a hilarious moment where he's chasing. Remember the old Captain? Remember in Falcon and Winter Soldier how they had Isaiah, who was the he was the Captain America of like Vietnam that was experimented on and then thrown in prison for 30 years. He is in this movie, and there's a part where you see it in the trailer. It's in the trailer where he goes AWOL and he starts running away, and Falcon or Sam is chasing him. And instead of having a stunt double and putting him in like a silhouette so you can't see that it's a stunt double, they have the actual old ass actor who plays Isaiah run, and he runs like an old man. Also, side note, Anthony Mackie doesn't have a good cinematic run. He runs terribly. So you have two of the worst looking, like most unathletic people running, like, and it just looks bad. That seemed very silly. Thoughts on Paul being Venom? Finally, some good news from Marvel. I talked about it earlier, but I liked the Fantastic Four trailer. I think it's good. Hopefully the movie's good. Who knows? But I liked the Fantastic Four trailer. It was good. I wish we would have gotten some actual news on this Marvel DC stuff. That would have been cool. We got freaking we got Miguel Mendoza coming on to be a fill-in artist for Batman or Robin, which I'm happy because I think he's a great artist. I like that. I'm fine with fill-in artists when you get talented fill-in artists. It's just when they get like the $2 ones. That's when it sucks. Mind control is being a relatively common thing, especially considering Winter Soldier was. That's another problem with the movie is when all of these, because it's Isaiah and several other people get activated and they try to kill Ross at the White House, and everyone's just like, oh man, all these people are just bad and a part of this thing, and no one. Skrulls exist in this universe. What if one of these guys is a Skrull? Mind control exists. We know about mind control. We've seen that happen a bunch. Like, there's so many different possibilities. Anything could have happened. Like, we have so many things, and they all take it as face value and go, man, I can't believe all these people at the same time did the same thing that never would have done this before and don't have a history of this. Yeah, no one really uses their mind. It's stupid. No, Paul Paul is what's right with Marvel. a few years, you think they're gonna bring Red She-Hulk to MCU? I mean, I doubt Liv Tyler wants to do that. Isn't she Red She-Hulk? I don't know. Who knows? I haven't watched Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man because I despise the animation. So I hate the animation. I didn't. DC did their Godzilla versus like the Justice League book, and I didn't read any of that, and I don't really care to read any of the Marvel versus Godzilla. I like Godzilla. I like seeing Godzilla on the big screen. Don't really care about seeing him fight superheroes, to be honest, or not interested. Thoughts on current Green Lantern? It's really good. I like what Jeremy Adams is doing. The Green Lantern Corps first issue wasn't very good. I like the stuff with Sinestro, but the rest of the book I didn't really care about. So if you're looking to read Green Lantern, I'd say read the main Green Lantern book. Kind of steer clear of Green Lantern Corps. At least after the first issue, I didn't really care for it. You think James Gunn will listen to Zack Snyder and make his DC something but more grounded like Arrowverse since he talked to him? I don't think that's what they were talking about, honestly. I doubt that. I doubt that he's trying to convince him to make DC more grounded now. Mary Jane is a terrible person. Change my mind. Mary Jane is just constantly proving how terrible of a person she is. She's the worst. So, you know, she deserves whatever she gets. Yeah, Sinestro was cool in the Green Lantern Corps because you kind of get a y'all must have forgot moment from Sinestro because Sinestro's a Green Lantern right now. And he's like, hey, you know, I used to be the best Green Lantern. I was the hope, the future of the Green Lantern Corps. And so he does some cool stuff in Green Lantern Corps. And he's like, what do you guys expect? I was the best Green Lantern. Y'all must have forgot. I was like, okay, that was kind of cold. I like that. I like that. But the rest of the book wasn't very good because it's like too many characters and they're all just telling each other how great they are at everything. And it's kind of stupid. But Sinestro was cool. Do you think there's too many characters in the new Superman movie? That is one of my problems with what we've got for the new Superman movie so far is there's a lot of characters. Hopefully they're not in it very much, but there's a lot. We'll see. I'll hold off judging till I've seen it. I hope the movie's good. I hope it makes money because it's coming out the same month as Fantastic Four and Jurassic World. Jurassic World we know is going to make $1 billion. People love dinosaurs, dude, and no other movie does dinosaurs. Opinion on the Sinestro casting? Hey, by the way, Michael Chandler, or not Michael Chandler, that's the fighter. Kyle Chandler just turned 60. Hal Jordan's 60. Woo! We got a 60-year-old Hal and a 61-year-old Sinestro. I saw them post like the crew was celebrating Kyle Chandler's birthday on like the Green Lantern set. It's like, oh yeah, he's 60 now. They are going to parallax the hell out of Hal instantly and move on to John as the main Green Lantern. Sad. But no, I don't like the Sinestro casting because he's too freaking old. We got an old Hal and an old Sinestro. And I saw people being like, well, you know, Keanu Reeves is 16. He does John Wick movies. And freaking Tom Cruise is 16. He's hanging out of planes. Yeah, that's two people. Also, they're both at the end of those franchises. We're at the beginning. We're starting with these guys in 60s. They're only going to get older. And it adds a stupid dynamic to the universe because Superman's young. Batman's like middle-aged. Hal's old as hell. Why? I don't get it. Yeah, too bad we have like 800 Earth Lanterns now. We've got the Teen Lantern from Bendis who like hacked into the Lantern Corps. We've got all these, who's like super smart. We've got like 8,000 human lanterns. It's stupid. It was Hal's? Oh, I thought they said Kyle Chandler's. I could have sworn I saw something about Kyle Chandler. Let's see. Happy birthday, Kyle Chandler. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just this person got it wrong on Instagram, yeah. I see the person that posted it said happy birthday Kyle Chandler, but then people are like it's actually Hal Jordan's birthday. Okay. So he's still 59. Don't worry, he's still super young. He's not 60 yet. Yes, the absolute Green Lantern's also a human. Yep. A million human Green Lanterns. Yeah, I'll be. Lots of Rel has the voice of Galactus Advance. Oh, I think he's a great choice. I love he's great in the Green Knight. He's got such a cool voice. I think he's a great choice for Galactus. I like it a lot. So, pretty yeah. I'm just looking at more stuff that just popped up on my feed. Still nothing more about the crossover. Gosh dang it. I feel about the new Teen Titans movie in the making. I didn't know there was a new Teen Titans movie in the making. Internet's coming back. Come on, internet, come back. Oh, oh, I'm back. All right, my internet had dropped out for a second, so that was fun. I've gone crazy with Absolute Green Lantern and have it be Alan Scott and make him straight. That would be funny, but no. Yeah, sorry about that. My internet dropped. It does that sometimes. Yeah, he just wants to make John Stewart the main Green Lantern, which you still could have had Hal be young. You didn't have to have him be super old to do that. I don't get it. Yeah. All right. So before okay. Let's see. All right. This was fun. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I want to try and stream more consistently. I want to, like I said, I think like maybe someday of the week, like Thursday or Friday or something, I might try to just consistently stream every week because that'd be fun. Because I'm trying to post more, trying to stream more, get more active on here again. I have a video coming out in a little bit, like an hour or so, about Nightwing. So make sure to check that out. And yeah, thank you to everyone who showed up. This was fun. Appreciate you guys, and I will see y'all later. Have a good Saturday, everyone. Goodbye.